What's up, guys? This is House Cat MMA. Got Hodor over here, being a good kitty. I think he wants down. Went down? You don't gotta sharpen your claws on my pants, buddy. Buddy, that hurts. But today I'm going to be going over what happened at UFC Fight Night. Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown. Of course, we had Jackson McVeigh versus Zachary Reese. That fight did not go how I expected it. They clinched up a little bit. Zachary Reese pretty much took down McVeigh whenever he felt like it and ended up getting him with a rear naked choke in the second round. Good win for Zachary Reese. Kind of underestimated him. I guess he's been taking a bunch of vitamins lately. Then we got Tisha Pennington versus Denise Gomez. I was a little surprised, but not overly surprised on how well that fight went for Gomez. Gomez was the bigger gal, and she was able to get in and out with her punches. She was throwing some good leg kicks. Tisha got some punches of her own off, but it wound up a decision win for Denise Gomez. And now we got Miles Johns versus Daniel Marcos. That fight went kind of how I expected. I didn't expect Marcos to finish Johns the way he did. Marcos' movement was just too much for Johns. Johns did well. He got some punches of his own off, but Marcos was able to get it down when he felt like he needed to and got him with a rear naked choke in the second round. I would like to see Marcos versus a Bryce Mitchell. I think that'd be a pretty good fight. I'd like to see how well Bryce Mitchell would do against such a dynamic striker at bantamweight. And now we got Josh Hokett versus Max Gimenez. That was crazy. Hokett's for real. I think he's a new problem in the UFC heavyweight division because he just went out there and kind of walked Max down, basically. Punched him whatever he wanted to and knocked him down with, I'm pretty sure, was a right hook and finished him with ground strikes 56 seconds into the first round. Next up, we got Mayra Bueno Silva versus Jacqueline Cavalcante. That fight went exactly how I expected it to go. It was basically an issue of Cavalcante was just a little too rangy, a little too athletic, and a little too strong. Silva tried to get it to the ground, and at one point it looked like she was probably gonna, but it was mainly just Cavalcante like borderline picking her apart. She mixed up her strikes very well, and she got the 30-27 unanimous decision win. And now we got Ricky Simone versus Raoni Barcelos. Simone lit Barcelos up a little bit, and I expected him to. Barcelos got a couple of punches of his own in. Barcelos is able to get it down. That's ultimately what got him the win, was the times he was able to get the fight to the floor against Simone. But pretty good fight. Pretty exciting fight. I enjoyed it. Now you get Hydra Emil versus Jamal Emers. That fight had some exciting moments on the feet. They were both kind of even on the feet. But Emers decided to get it on the floor, and once he decided that's what he was going to do, it was really hard for Emil to stop that. I'm actually pretty excited for Emers getting that win. I like that he's staying relevant. I think he's going to get a couple more big wins in the UFC. And now we got Christian Leroy Duncan versus Marco Tulio. That was a crazy one, and Old Chris Duncan is a problem. He has this bladed stance, and he'll jump at you. He might not do anything else, but he'll take a leap at you. Tulio was able to get it on the ground at some point. I knew he was going to want to, but the big problem in that fight was Duncan's just a big body dude. He looks like a big middleweight, and how long and rangy he is going to be a problem for most guys. And Duncan was ultimately able to get him out of there with strikes in the second round. I think Duncan is going to do some cool shit in the UFC. Now we got Chris Padilla versus Ishmael Bonfim. I accidentally called him Israel Bonfim yesterday. So that fight was... Bonfim was getting the better of it on the feet. In fact, he even got Padilla down at one point. But Padilla, every punch he lands, it's a problem. He's got some serious thumping power in his hands. And he got Bonfim with a pretty good elbow at one point, and ended up finishing him with strikes on the ground. A lot of second round stoppages on this fight card. But Padilla, second round TKO. Then we got Muslim Salikov versus Eros Medic. They were both kind of feeling each other out a little bit, and Eros Medic just put him down. There was a lot of TKOs on this fight card. Medic was able to TKO Salikov and right at about a minute. I think it was a straight left that got him, and he's able to put him out of there pretty quick. Good on Medic. I'm bummed out for Salikov because he's at an age where a loss can kind of derail your career a little bit. But I still think he's got a couple more wins under his belt. And now we got Matt Schnell versus Joseph Morales. Schnell got it right down to the ground for about a second, and then Morales reversed it almost immediately. They were kind of scrambling around. Morales at one point was going for a Kimura. Then they wound up in this weird crucifix position. They were kind of scrambling around a little bit. And then Morales got him with the guillotine. Good win from Morales. I'm excited to see what he's going to do in flyweight this time around, because he's doing his second UFC run right now. And now we got Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown. It was pretty even fight with a slight edge going to Bonfim. And they were just kind of going at it for a little bit, trading a little bit of punches, feeling each other out. And then Bonfim kind of got him with like this random Hail Mary knee. And he fell down while he was throwing it. But Brown's nervous system didn't like that too much. That put him out. Good on Bonfim. I would have rather seen Brown win that fight. But them Bonfim boys, they're going to do something. Israel and Gabriel Bonfim, they are both talented guys. Bonfim being the slightly more talented of the two. I know Ishmael will come back. It's still a young guy, very young. And so is Bonfim. I don't think either one of them are going to win the belt, but they might get the taste of what it feels like to be a top 5 contender. That's my recap on UFC Fight Night. Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown. This is House Cat MMA. Catch y'all later.